guys, welcome to another episode. We are fixing the car today. It's a few days later. Managed to organise some parts and I'm about to strip the front end out of this. Well, what's left. So at the moment we're running on cups. Just all that's there, as you would have seen in the last episode, is a gutted CV just to hold the bearing together. And I've been driving around on that for 2-3 days now, which is not ideal, and the rear diff is pretty sad at the same time. So we're going to fix all that, get that sorted today and be up and running. That's why I generally don't use rattle guns to do up wheels, because it's inconsistent. Some were good, some were tight as anything. Alright, on stands, I'll just leave the jack under there for a bit of safety. We're up where we need to be. It's not going anywhere. We'll start ripping these wheels off, rip the brakes off, rip the bearings out. That's us. I probably should have washed the car before doing this, but I'm about to hose out the diff housing because it's going to be full of mud anyway. So give it a bit of squirt down there. ABS sensor, bend that tab up, exposes this, exposes that one down there. That way we can pull the calibre off. Let's do that now. Undo that 19mm multi-point. It's the difference when it's only been undone a few days ago. You can see the head on it. Multi-point. You won't get a standard socket on that. Okay. Calibers, literally the hole there. Pull it off. It's literally an electrode. And I'll just hang that up out of the way so I can get around to it. D2, I think P38 might be the same, uses quite a big head Phillips. This is originally a Phillips 3 that I've ground the head down so it's nice and flat. It fits the screw perfectly, so you can see it's all the tips been taken off. It actually bites into the screw properly then, so do not lose those bolts. Alright, ABS sensor, 5mm Allen key. It should never be that tight. Locked to the side, so it's all good. Undo that. That's it. Let's get that sensor and pull it out. Next thing we need to do is these guys, these bolts here. They're a 15mm head. That's your wheel bearing. We'll undo them now. Can't imagine these be all that tight. And no one's why I'm using a soft mallet on everything. It takes far less effort to do that and to beat the living shit out of it. Just breaks that seal. Now I won't be reusing these wheel bearings. Oh, I'll put the other ones in that I get. So I'm not too concerned about it all. The ABS sensor on the other hand, Definitely don't want to break that. So when I snapped the CVs, the dash turned to a Christmas tree, obviously, because it realised it couldn't get feedback in the axle anymore. That's alright. Pull this out. Swallow this over. I might pop that off now like that. You don't need to do this to do the wheel bearing, but because I'm putting a diff housing back in, might as well pop this off now. Just pop that ball joint. We'll sit that down under there for now. That's that one. Normally I'd have a small amount of Loctite on these, but obviously we put it back together in the bush. Only a bit on that. That's it. So that's the stub we put back in. You can see, gutted. That's it. We'll do the other side, and then we're going to send a hose down in there and flush out any debris and give this all a good clean up before reassembling, because this time we'll reassemble and hopefully not pull it apart for a while. Let's quickly run over what tools I used for that. 15mm, 6" extension, 1/2 inch, 3/8 with a 19 multi-point, it needs to be multi. Soft hammer, modified screwdriver, 15mm, 19mm, 5mm Allen key. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to pull that apart. You know, I'm gonna just jump on this other side, rip it apart real quick. You got 12 minutes to remove that side. Now, if the axle was on there, it'd be 12 minutes to remove that side. Takes nothing, it's really quick. If you got the tools, you lay them out, job done. I'm gonna hose this housing out now, try and get all this mud and crap out of it. There's a lot of no-nos in there for a bearing housing. So we'll get hosing, get all this clean, and then we'll go get our parts. Look at that. There's a lot of nasties in there. Right, we're all washed down. Starting to, obviously it could be much better, but for what we need to do right now, it's fine. I'm gonna go get these parts and I'll see you in a few hours. I'm not gonna go. All right. So I jumped the gun, put the diff back in. That's the new diff out of a D2A. It's a standard diff for now. The front I don't really need a locker in the front. Rear will need to be done soon, and I'll probably wait to put a locker in there. Anyway, I'm just about to slip the axles back in. For the sealant on the diff I use black RTV, so just standard Permex black or Loctite black. Pretty basic. You can use the D1 paper gasket. I've done that in the past, but they're sealed that way from factory with just black, so if it was good enough for Land Rover, it's good enough for me. Anyway, I'm going to throw this axle back in. I'm just greasing my axle seals, which you don't really need to do, but I do anyway. I'll also put a little bit of grease on this axle flange here where it rubs on the seal. Just again, same as before, because it's something to run on. And it helps waterproof it. just wheel bearing grease, nothing special. Holds up in this type of environment really well. Now, make sure that ABS sensor doesn't get pinched. And these are tight. Alright, we'll bolt it up. Alright, got a little bit of Loctite on there. I normally put blue, but I can't find it, so we're going a little bit of red. That's a lot. We don't need that much. That's all it needs to be, no more than that. That's what I'm using. Purely because I have it lying around. I'm going off that. Now, when you put the ABS sensor back in, pull the O-ring off first. An O-ring in there, obviously. Re-grease that O-ring. This one's still good, so I'm not going to bother changing it. Sometimes they crush, but this one looks pretty good. Install it onto the ABS sensor itself. And then send it into its home. It should pop. Like so. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. That's it. That's that side in. Right, I'm going to go repeat it on the other side, and we'll go from there. There you have it. 10 minutes to reassemble that. That's all on, everything's on where we are want to be. All that's left, I've got to put the brake rotor on the other side, obviously. But brake rotor, and then all I need to do is put tyres on and front prop. Alright, time to put the prop on. So, this is upgraded unis, certainly nice and big. Seems to be so good so far. Okay, that'll do. Right, so transfer case end all done. We now do this side. Alright, with a face full of mud and dirt and whatever the hell else is under here, we are done. Just going to put oil in this thing. $75.90. Good oil. It's a semi-synthetic. I change it enough to not worry. The front diff plug here is a Discovery 1. I think it's a Discovery 1. I think it's out of the coolant system. Anyway, it's a brass plug. Fits the diff perfectly. And you can get rid of your pesky, shitty plastic ones that sit in your D2 diffs. Alright, with that, done. So we're now ready to go for a test drive. I'm going to go wash myself up first, then go for a drive, make sure everything's all good. But in all, that's how easy it is to do axles, CVs and a diff in a D2. So don't be afraid to have a go. If you've got any questions, reach out. But like always, if you've been watching, subscribe. There's plenty of other videos around. There's a whole maintenance video coming out of how to look after the entire car. This was just a major have to do right now because I broke it. So anyway guys, cheers for watching. See you in the next one.